Okie dokie everybody, hello and welcome back to my Deadzone journey. So today on this episode I actually have a special guest with me. Make yourself known.
Hello.
It's Mr. Pidge, that's right guys, because I actually convinced him into getting into Deadzone. And I decided I was just like, hey Pidge, look at the plague, what do you think? And what did you think of them initially, Pidge?
They were very purple mostly.
They were very purple, but they're the actual miniatures, what did you think?
I thought they were very cool. They
Very
reminded
cool.
me of like Resident Evil type things.
Cool, so after that, Pidge decided to pay the almighty, what was it, £9? And get a plague faction.
$9.99.
They're not expensive at all. But I'm going to look at some of the way he's painted them, because obviously I'm doing Enforcers, Pidge is doing Plague. Kind of makes sense. So the first thing we're going to look at is the big daddy,
Stage 1.
the head honcho, Stage 1. Now, I really like the way you painted these. They're very Resident Evil like. Just what was it that you didn't like about the Mantic paint job?
I want, from the look of the sculpts, they look like something that would like ensue terror in everyone nearby, and that didn't happen to me when they were bright purple with white armor plates. And I was thinking back to like Silent Hill and Resident Evil monsters, and I really wanted something, you know, like it looked like it was once human, but now it's just beyond recognition. So I was thinking to like the Nemesis and stuff like that, and I wanted to kind of like emulate the colours. So it's very like humanoid colours in disturbing ways.
It's very meaty. It's kind of got a very Dead Space vibe to it.
Yeah, kind of like Necromorph meets Resident Evil meets something that broke out of a lab.
They're really cool. I love the way you paint these. I'm going to look at some of the Stage 2s now. I'll get all three of them out over here, and we'll do like a cross pan. Thank you. So we got these guys. Now these guys are really cool as well. Again, obviously kept the same colour scheme going through them. Let me just free up my camera if I remember how to do that. There we go. This guy's just had a period all over the floor by the looks of it. He's like, listen, give me a hug. I've had a massive dirty flow.
And really makes you want to hug him.
So there's lots of gore in here, but it's tasteful gore and it's tasteful blood.
It's meant to be realistic, but
yeah, I mean it's not like we've got you've gone full on kiddie blood over here, because I'm sure we all remember back in the day when we first got into the hobby and it was like, yeah, this guy looks mean, let's give him kiddie blood everywhere, yeah.
If you were just torn apart, there'd be that much blood.
Yeah.
I think it stands out a lot because it's on the white as well.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like the fact that you didn't use the little wall section as well that you got with this guy. You kind of, what is this? Looks like a bit of sprue, or is that a bit of?
It's actually the bit that holds up the wall that comes with them.
All right, fair enough. So it's like on the floor, but it just looks way better. It's got a much more better sense of movement on this, because obviously there's more. Well, there's only one point of contact really at the base.
Yeah.
Looks like he's actually jumping over, which is pretty cool.
He's a slam dunk guy.
He's a slam dunk the funk. So then there's this guy here, which is pretty cool. Now you've done the really nice thing on this is the base, the little blood smear here, which looks really cool. I'm not quite sure what this other arm's going, but did you say that was how it came?
Yeah.
It looks kind of like he's like, I put my hand in something icky.
He has.
But it's his other hand. But it just looks really cool. Like the blood splatter here is just amazing. So we got these guys here, which is really good. Let's just move these Stage 2s away, and then we have Joe. We're gonna look at some pooches next. Now these I quite like. I 100% with you on these. These are a lot better than the ones that actually were painted by Mantic. These guys just look like they're extra crispy, been out in the sun too long, whereas the Mantic ones just look really cartoony.
Yeah, I can't remember what game it was, but there's some game where there's like flayed dogs. There's a
Resident Evil, yeah. There's several. It's the BOW Cerberus.
Yeah, but when I first saw those, that's all I was thinking of, so I had to kind of copy that.
Even I love the fact that the eye, because it's just like a contrasting colour, it just pops. Really nice stuff, and these guys are just like flayed. This guy's like, give me your paw. Then have you done the teeth on that as well?
Yeah, the teeth are.
Yeah, they're really nice. Now, in regards to the detailing on Mantic miniatures, what do you think in regards to that? Were they easy to paint? Were they difficult? Were they in between?
I've had a bit of a conflict with Mantic. Because the first thing I ever got from Mantic was the zombies, and they were really good. And then I got a few Deadbolt teams, and they were a bit hit and miss. Like some of them were great, and some of them were like covered in flashing, just really bad. But when I got these guys, they went together relatively easy. Like they had a few gaps, but nothing I had to really work around. And then they painted up really nicely. Like they took to the detail fine. They're very bulky, so
they're very wide, aren't they?
There's not a lot of like because with Space Marine and 40k stuff, there's a lot of like straps and like belts and things to do on them. On these, it's very simple. Like the only real details are like the odd little strap, the odd little like shoulder bandages and things like that. But yeah, they're really fun to paint. Considering the skin's mostly just washes over like a flesh, like building up with loads and loads of layers. I think I got a relatively like realistic skin tone.
Yeah, I like them an awful lot. And on these guys, but these guys are the stage threes.
Yeah.
The stage three, like just the regular grunts, who are actually, they're not that bad because they do have 1 point of armor and they're pretty cool. But I love the job that you've done. Like you've kind of not gone for let's do all their jumpsuits the same. Like this guy actually got like an orange jumpsuit and he kind of looks like he could have been a convict or something at one point with his like crazy ass like futuristic AK going on here. And that number on there, that's actually some quite nice little freehand there. And it looks dirty and it looks grotty and grimy as it's supposed to. It does look really, really nice. And then like you've got something like the blood splatter is very tactically placed and it's just really, really cool. We've got this guy here with his little machine, like submachine gun type thing. Yeah. It just looks really, really good. And then we've got his 420 Blaze It, as we've come to nickname him, because we actually had a game with these guys a couple of days ago, and yeah, this guy just freaking owns shit. Like he's not supposed to be that good, but he just was. So we've nicknamed him 420 Blaze It. No scope. Call of Duty, a game which I do not play. And then there's these guys here. Well, this guy's actually
that's the captain. Yep.
Oh, is that the captain guy?
Yeah, that's the captain guy.
I like his little shank. Like it kind of looks like these guys were like kind of prisoners at one point,
yeah.
or you know some kind of
street thugs.
Degenerates. It's like, yeah, I got a shank, I'm gonna shank you, and then this guy's just like, oh, so I've got this curved like Riddick dagger, I'm gonna jam it into your eye socket and twist. But really, really nice. And we've actually got a couple of other little tidbits to look at because I actually came back from the Mantic Open Day with some stuff for you, didn't I?
Yep.
Some little presents. Some little presents. And the first thing we're going to look at is this beast, which is the Plague Teraton. How cool is this guy? Absolutely awesome. I mean, the gore level on this guy kind of looks like he's upped it a little bit because he just looks like a ferocious fucking monster. But you kind of went for a bit of a different scheme with this, but it was kind of different but the same, wasn't it?
The way I've painted them all is I washed them with a really watered down white first, and then I started building up washes on top of it.
A white wash?
Yeah.
But isn't that just milk?
It looks like milk, but basically it was like a white with a bit of flesh, really watered down, and then I just built up layers on top of it. But most of them it was like flashes and purples, but with him I worked in a bit of greens, because if you looked at the images they had of him, he had this kind of like greenish purple tone to him. So I wanted to keep the kind of like almost lizardy look to
yeah, like the native look of it, because obviously it wouldn't just turn it would alter already existing genetic material, the plague virus.
Plus he's got all these armoured plates on him as well from the like the shoulder pad and the leg from when he was a normal Teraton. I didn't want those to be too like in your face, so I did them as muted as I could.
Cool. Oh, we even got some yellows on this guy, like the little I don't even know what these bits are.
I think they're a teleporter. I think they're what makes him teleport around. I'm not too sure.
They look like oozy, like kind of like pustules to me. But moving on, so we have another guy as well. We got the Grenadier. This guy's cool. I love the additional miniatures that Mantic did for these guys because they all come with these really cool like coats and cloaks and things, and they just look so much more dynamic and they just look really, really cool.
He reminds me of Tombstone from Spider-Man.
Tombstone.
The guy who was like he's like basically a vampire, but he's got this big like black cloak, and then he's got this like red like white like what they call it, like military gunjack style flat top heads.
Oh yeah, I think so.
I tried to do him like that.
And then we got the this little mortar team here. Who, I mean, we're kind of like we were discussing this the other day. We're like, who needs a mortar team in a game where the board is only maybe like what, half a meter by half a meter or something like that? It's crazy. But the mortar team here is pretty nice anyway. And you've done a really good job. I love the way you paint these hazard stripes and the fact that you've got some bits of blood and a little range finder on it. And the blood is actually really nice on the bases because it just pops and just makes them stand out a little bit. Like this sounds daft, but this blood splatter, I love it. It's like it's actually splattered. But again, there's this guy, this pointy guy with the binoculars with his coat. This is probably my favourite one actually, even though he's not really got a weapon. But I just like his pose and his cloak and things. Then we got the gun, the actual loader guy, who looks like he's been out in the sun too long again.
when I got the other guy, he was like leaning on his base. to one side.
Oh no!
I had to hairdry his legs and get him to stand up properly.
Well, that's the thing. It's like a rest. The material is restic with Mantic stuff, so it can do that pretty easily.
Yeah, it was fixed pretty easy. All in all, they were very fun to paint. I enjoyed them.
I mean, I enjoyed painting my Enforcers. I've only done like 5 of my Enforcers. I'm going to do a few more because you want to play some bigger point battles. And Joe, it'd be cool to get like a third or even 4th person in on it as well, just to sort of like 4 small factions. That'd be quite funny.
I'm thinking about maybe getting some rebels as well because I like all the different aliens. Give me a chance to do some different stuff.
Funny enough, I might have some rebs for you actually kicking about somewhere. But anyway, that has been a little look at the Plague. Like I say, we will probably get some game footage underway maybe in the next couple of weeks or something like that, because we kind of had a game not too long. Well, it was about, what was it, last Thursday or something? And it was like we played it and it was I found it really fun. I don't know about you. What did you think?
Yeah, I found it fun.
Very fun, but we ddid work out in the end that we were actually doing the rules all wrong. But do you know what? If you can still have fun and fuck up the rules completely, that's a good game in my eyes, really. in my opinion. Let's just do one little quick pan over all the guys. So you have like a full Plague faction, and the nice thing is, like I said, these are cheap. Like just for the start, a Plague faction, it's only £9.
There's only one model, well, 2 models that I don't have. And there's the Strider, the Plague Strider, and the Plague Swarm. They're the only Plague models I don't own.
Strider, we'll have to keep you posted on the whole Strider situation, guys. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys, and thank you to Mr. Pidge for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Oh yes. And yeah, guys, leave a comment in the doobly-doo what you think of Mr. Pidge's awesome Plague, guys, and we will see you guys in the next video. And don't forget to go to the Facebook group and the Tumblr, because you'll get little sneak peeks of what I'm doing and just little tidbits of information like that. Also, guys, I will be at the Forge World Open Air this weekend, so if you're gonna come to that and say hello. I'll be doing a bit more stuff on that on a Make Me Ramble video. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. We've gone on for about 12 minutes now, so I will see you now, and goodbye.